Hey everybody, so we're back from a very brief reprieve. Obviously, every time I have to play Zero to Hero, I'm pretty much switching over my game save files, which puts me in, not a predicament as such, but more of like just a slow beginning to everything I ever do. Once again, Iron Man mode, we are going to continue on. Going to be on the cusp of about level 40 pretty soon, as I warned last episode. So the plan here is to go into Shroom Town, pick up a few more tier 2 mats, because that's what I do need, and hopefully venture off today into the Ancient Ruins. That's the map after this one, so that should be pretty fun. Let me just check my audio settings, turn that down one, that should be perfect. Yep, Shroomies, whatever. In fact, you had your fun, Lenny. You've had your fun. Oh, what is it? I'm beginning every single thing I do recently, and instantly I have to clear my throat, which I've already done beforehand, and someone messages me. Every time. Just can't get a break. Alright, sorry about that. Whenever it happens on stream, I always have to just go forward and wow, I'm really not doing very well today. Oh my goodness. Whenever I'm on stream, I always have to just like quickly stop and oh, I didn't even see that. I was looking at the projectiles, and not projectiles, the glow streams coming towards me. Whenever I'm on stream, I always have to stop and answer the stuff in case it's something important. It's no different here. Thank you for that, Wallace. Sorry I ignored your hello. It was very beautiful. It was very beautiful. Alright. So over the past couple of days, I have been not trolling. I'm thinking of a word. Trawling the Reddit. And the subreddit for Roguelands, of course, is what I'm referring to, not just Reddit, the website. And a few people mentioned that they had picked up the game because of Zero to Hero specifically, or that because they were a new player, this series was helping them out, and that is actually fantastic. I'm glad to see it's having some sort of influence on people. And again, the reception has been fantastic of it in general, so thank you everybody who, you know, has left a like, has viewed any of the videos. It's been really great to see that sort of support for another new series for me. And genuinely, if everybody has got the game because of this, obviously let me know in the comments. Like, feel free. I'm ears, really. Like, I'm happy that you guys are like involved with the game. I think it's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheerful. It has a lot of like potential to play for hours upon hours, as I've done and many others have done. And I'm really happy that you decided to jump on board. If it was because of me or someone else, I don't care. Just welcome to the game, because genuinely it's a riot. I think it's a load of fun. Right. So the big deal today, majorly for the episode, is that obviously I recognised what materials I need to collect just to make some more, not necessarily gear, although that is on the docket, but definitely it's something I recognise that I need to make new potions and stuff with. So I do kind of want to get involved, make some potions. Oh gosh, I'm at the end. Make some more potions and hopefully be able to then progress on and stop using the tier 1 health packs, because they're good, but they're not that good for me. There we go. Also, side note, I recorded the last bit of the Kawaii Lemon, what's it called, garbage build earlier, and it's really bizarre to go from hitting, you know, over 1,000 per shot to hitting barely 100, well, hitting like 78, is it? Like I'm hitting like not a lot at all. But here we are, Ancient Ruins, this is where we're going right now. In we go. Right, I'm going to put some experience into something that will definitely level up, so it's going to be the Helm. Boom. Right. So the extra stats I'm getting from these is going to be easier to collect on the lower levels, because it takes less experience to actually garner a positive yield. Right, let's have one of those. That'll be fine too. Don't really care about tier 1 stuff at the minute, but I will be able to use that in the future. Don't know why I'm over here. What have I got? Bubble, which I don't really want to use that much. Yeah, that's fine. That's actually everything where it needs to be. Here we go. New level, new level. You can hear already, this is a relic fish. They literally just like swim through the air at you. I guess they fly, but they look like they actually swim. And it's called a fish. I think there's actually like a slight alteration in their model. You can see their eyes are slightly like a weird colour of red when it's flying directly at you, and then if you're like out of vision, I think it changes, or like its animation alters in some way. But they basically just swim towards you. They can come in like a crowd, so you need to be kind of careful, but you'll hear them because they'll make a noise as soon as they've spotted you. So you know, be careful with that. Is actually very useful. I dash for those portal uses, and I do need to talk about these pillars as well, or pylons. I don't remember what they're officially called, but you recognise these enemies as very similar to the worms from the Desolate Canyon, because they basically are the worms from the Desolate Canyon. They spawn again to the left of one of the pylons, but it's random whether or not you encounter one. So every time you walk past one, assuming it's the first time you walk past it at the very least, you have a chance to either get scrap metal, or you can spawn a worm. And you'll see here it has like a slight animation to it. It'll like jump a little bit. And in general, if you don't get scrap metal straight away, you know a monster's going to spawn out of it. I got scrap there, so I'm fine. Got scrap there, so I'm fine. Again, it always spawns to the left, it always moves to the left. These are things that you should always remember. But because the timing is actually set, you're actually able to attack one. That's going to be a worm. You're always going to be able to attack them as they spawn. And again, all it's going to take is you to remember to walk from the left to the right when you pass them. And if nothing happens, you start attacking. That's it. If you've got a sword or something, you can kill these things instantly. If you've got high enough damage, you can kill them instantly as well. Another couple of relic fishes. Relic fish, sorry, not fishes. But yeah, look, it came in like, not a huge crowd, but it came in a set of 2, which is not uncommon. Wow, another bubble. But it's also, you know, something you need to keep in mind. There's another relic fish here. Again, the sound here is probably more important than any visual cues, because that's how you know they're coming. But the hitboxes are so big and they move so slow, they're not a huge risk, assuming you have the damage to deal with them. But yeah, this place I think is probably just about as complex as the Desolate Canyon. There is a few, fewer enemy types. The one we haven't seen so far is the Ancient Guardian. The Ancient Beasts are the worms. The Relic Fish, obviously, you've seen. And the last one's the Ancient Guardians and the Ancient Golem, which is technically like a mini-boss. This is an Ancient Guardian here. They fly around. They're kind of like wasps, but a lot bigger. You can kind of see that they're just a bit erratic in how they move. But they're, again, not really anything to be worried about. They don't have a ranged projectile, so they're really easy to dodge, really easy to kite. No problem whatsoever. So yeah, all I'm going to say is while you're here, try and learn as much as you can from the surroundings. Learn when you're picking up scrap metal, learn to recognise that animation. And learn when there's going to be a worm that spawns instead. It will probably save your life because you can summon like tons and tons of worms at once, just like you can in the Desolate Canyon. And that's about it, to be honest. Like, you don't want to get surrounded, you don't want to die, so... Oh, I definitely jumped up higher than I thought I would there. Whoops. There we go. And I have been killing a few of them. There are roaches as well. Roaches are just the passive mobs here. I think they do damage if you walk into them. I actually don't know, I'll check. But again, I always kill them, so it doesn't really matter. It's just your standard shmoo enemy. In fact, they don't do damage, definitely not now. I'm thinking of the rhino bugs again. But they are just regular passive mobs, nothing to be worried about. Nothing you should really ever be concerned about. Hey, I got a guard card. Right. Low key, what are they guarding, you know? Whoa. Yeah, the only other one I'd need to really see and show off is going to be the Ancient Golem, but trust me, I don't think he's really going to pop up. It's like probably the rare spawn I've seen the least. It and Beelzebub, I feel like I don't see that often, really. But the Ancient Guard is probably one of the hardest mini-bosses, to be honest. Purely because, like, he's really bizarre. Like, he's really, really weird. He sort of pops along, has another, like, sound cue. So you know when you hear the sound again, it's not the same as the relic fish noise, just for reference. When you hear that, you know that you're not necessarily in trouble, but you definitely should be paying attention. And he's the only thing in that level, or this level I should say, that has a ranged attack. But again, because he's a mini-boss, but like he's not like a constant spawn, he's more like an actual boss of the level, rather than a mini-boss, but there isn't like a way to trigger him as such. There's just, you know, he will pop up or he won't. It's really weird. But I do often consider him more of like a boss. But because there's no like... there is no trigger, it's genuinely like a mini-boss, technically. But it's the nearest thing this place has to a boss, so that's it. Because that's something I probably haven't mentioned, actually, because the first 4 all have them. But not all levels have bosses. It's kind of a shame, I think. It would be cool to see a lot more bosses in the game, but I mean, the ultra bosses, which I will eventually get to in the series. There's videos of them online and stuff already, so I wouldn't worry too much about them, to be honest. But But yeah, they're basically just an additional 8 bosses added to the game. I think it's 8. Might be 10. I think 8. I'm fairly certain. But there are additional few bosses added to the first few levels of the game. And basically to summon any of the bosses initially, you need to get 1,000 kills on a particular level, then speak with an NPC. I am actually going to track my progress because this was a fresh account. I can actually see how many kills I've got on each of the levels. As usual, it's probably going to be the most on the Desolate Canyon because I know my way around that level like the back of my hand. And of course, it's really, really easy and the mobs die in one hit, so... Yeah, you might see me sometimes just firing up projectiles if I'm unsure if I've triggered a pylon or not. Well, unsure if I've triggered an ancient beast or anything, I should say. That's like 4 of them. 3? Yeah, three roaches altogether. Just hanging out, having a roach convention. That could actually be... No, not the drug thing. No. Right. You can see here that this level can get kind of overwhelming if you're not like quick enough to kill everything. Again, I think I'm at probably like just about a comfortable enough level to manage most of the enemies here. About 80 damage where I came in, that's fine. Like, that's probably just about as much as you'd ever need to do it comfortably anyway, because a few shots is enough to kill an enemy, and that's pretty much the limit. If it takes more than like 3, 4, 5 shots in some cases to kill an enemy, like, you probably shouldn't be in that area. That goes mainly for the cathedral, and again, there are videos of that place online if you want to go and see it, but trust me, it's not an easy-going place. Wow. Oh, side note, the ancient beasts, these worm-looking guys, are actually my favourite enemies in the game. I think they have the best model. So, it hurts me slightly to kill them, but I love them to bits, so who cares? I literally love them to bits. I love them till they explode into 1,000 pieces of experience, which I keep for myself. Get off me. He's just out of there. It's like, see ya! Alright, it's coming back now. Perfect. I kind of want to spawn an ancient beast now so we can look at it and I can describe how I feel. Let's we think, oh, relic fish swarm, let's go. You see, all 3 of them are actually like exhibiting exactly the same movement pattern there, which is really weird. But it's why they can be a little bit dangerous, because if multiple of them, you know, spawn in the same place, they can all chase you down really quick. So, we ran out of ancient beasts. That's a shame. I want to go back to the ship. Let's just see if there's anything else in the level for me to keep right now. I'll keep that helmet experience. Almost at level 4. Well, that's cool. I should mention I'm keeping the... Oh, hello. Forgot I had a quest. Yay! Galactosites I actually have. You can have those as well. Give me some of that XP. Cool. 10 creature eyeballs I do have on me. Excellent. Oh, that's a good one. Aetherite shards I'm going to keep. They are something that I need. Yeah, used to forge prisons at Mech City. That's the place where you upgrade a lot of your droids and your armor and stuff. So that's important. Lava blobs, don't care. That one I'll get to in a couple of episodes. Maybe next episode. Maybe not. We'll see. I forgot I had quests to do, but I've done them now, so that's fine. All right, let's get out of Dodge. Let's go and spend some scrappy do. Hey, buddy. Cool. That's my first 10,000 stack of credits, which is kind of cool. I actually want to upgrade these, and I can't upgrade the next one. But the plan is to obviously to upgrade these all up to max. There's one more which takes a full stack of credits to do on those. That shouldn't take me too much longer, truth be told. I have a few bits and pieces there actually, whatever. I was going to say like, all my tiers of material are all still present. Alright, we do want some new gear. I haven't got any gas bugs, but they're available from the next area. So I'll have to get those pretty sharpish. But I'm not too fussed about it right now. For the very, very least, I'm okay. Let's see if there's anything else I can craft up. I mean, I can make a few more of these if I'd like to. I don't want too many because I am going to throw these away, most likely, in the near future. But what I'm going to do is make a few more bits and pieces, like that. A few more tier 2 things and just craft a few more things. You'll see this is becoming more regular, in that I have to craft more items as we go along. Because I do want to try and complete all the recipes. Auto rifle. Completing the recipes is quite rewarding, I think, because it means if you ever do make a new character, like you don't have an issue to attempt. Have I done this one because I had most of these before? I think I have. Yeah, looks like it. That's fine. This order, click, click, click. Got it. But you can see, like, completing the recipes as we go is actually going to be quite rewarding, because then whenever you do make a new character, as this account will have, it retains all the recipes that you figure out. So for most of these, I haven't looked up any guides, I haven't looked up any of the recipes on the wiki here, so being able to figure them out as we go along is going to be really beneficial to the next character I make, for example, so that's cool. I've got all of the tier 1 helmets. I'm missing 2 of the tier 2 helmets, but they're going to be claw emblem ones, which I don't have too many of, sadly. But that's about it, to be honest. There's not much else to show. There are things I need to go back and show you, being Beelzebub. I haven't shown you the fight up against Beelzebub. I don't believe, anyway. There's also the fight against the Ancient Golem, which I need to show you as well. But again, it's not super high. Well, it's not super high on the importance list. The chances of seeing it are quite low, so that's the reason I haven't seen it yet. But at the same time, like, if you see it the first time you fight against it, like, just run. Like, my best advice is, you know, try and fight it if you like, figure out what its attacks are. It has a charge, like a dash, and it has projectiles, but you won't really have any context about what they actually do unless you see the fight happen, so I will have to show you that in the near future. But for right now, that's pretty much everything I needed to do. I need to start looking into making some more tier 3 stuff, definitely, and I would like to go back around a little bit, get a better condition Mage Gauntlet, but I need to get to a point where I have enough damage, at the very least, to be able to go through, do the challenge levels, and be able to collect more of these shards as I've got here. There are 3 types of shards. Again, I'll show you them as they pop up, but that's the first one that I did actually need to find. I can get rid of these for now because I don't need the tier 1 stuff. We'll sell those cards as well. Why not? Just bookend this nice and cleanly. Unfortunately, we've reached the point probably now where things begin to slow down slightly. It's unfortunate because I have to keep completing new levels, and the next one we did have access to today, but I didn't want to do just yet. I want to try and confine most of the new levels to an episode of their own, because at least then we have like a self-contained like short piece just showing off that particular level, discussing those monsters and stuff, and people should be able to find those episodes as and when they need them in case they need refreshers on anything. But genuinely, I think Ancient Ruins is one of the most complicated levels alongside the Desolate Canyon, which has like more enemy types than anywhere else, I think, at least for what we've seen so far. But I have got tons of portal uses to Ancient Ruins, which is really beneficial for one, because I know I can do the level pretty easily, and it moves us along to the other the levels across there. Which reminds me, I need to go and talk to Olaf. Hello, buddy. Good day to you, Cadet. Here are your Universal Records. Wow. So you can see how many monsters I've killed. I've visited the first 5 levels so far. There are 8 bosses, as I said earlier. That was right. 374 kills in Desolate Canyon, 101 in Deep Jungle, 162 in Hollow Caverns, 149 in Shroomtown, and 79 in Ancient Ruins. Getting to 1,000 isn't necessarily challenging, I want to say, but it is something that you should be doing. It's not necessarily something you need to be worried about, because the bosses you can fight in these, like, from this selection are all particularly difficult to fight. In fact, 3 of the levels, being the Plaguelands, the Bifrost, and the Molten Crag, are levels I haven't even visited yet. So please don't rush out to do this. It's useful to keep track of, to see where you are. I know that if I spent, a fair amount more time in the Desolate Canyon, I'll get it to 1,000, and I could fight the first boss, being Mykonoga, but Mykonoga would destroy me, so it's pointless. It's an end game task for that, for sure. Like, I would not put any Iron Man through it to begin with. Like, maybe that's like how you see if your Iron Man's like end game or not. You can go and try and fight Myko, which is the first boss, and then see if you die or not. Because a few people I know have struggled with Mykonoga, so please don't rush into it. It's not an easy fight, but it is possible if you've got the right builds. But of course, I'm not going for one of those builds right now. I'm just going for a standard Iron Man run, and hopefully making it up over the hurdle. But still, I'd like a little bit more feedback just before I get to the next episode, because I should hit level 40 then. So please let me know if you want me to kill this character off when it hits level 40. Obviously, as I've said before, I do want to be able to make more episodes of this, and of course moving along from number 1 being the character's name right now over to number 2 means we're going to change up the build a little bit, maybe try out some new bits and pieces, but it means we'll have some more augments, some more races, some more things to try out for you. So if you want to see that, let me know. I know I asked for the feedback last episode as well, but as much as I can get is going to be way more useful. So of course the cards at the top right, click on it if you like, and tell me in the poll if you want me to kill off this character when it hits level 40, which again should be next episode, I should think. In the event that it does die, we'll make a new character, we'll start fresh. In the event you want to see me carry on to level 100 or see as far as I can go, that's great too. Let me know and I'll adhere to that, folks. But in any case, that episode should be in a couple of days. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one so far. If there's anything you're unsure of, let me know. I'll comment. I'll help as much as I can. But that's great. Thank you so much for joining me. Please look after yourselves because I'd like to see you next time. But until then, have fun and bye for now.